Hello, hello, guys. Welcome to Live with Jacqueline Valdez. Super excited to be here today. So, we have a fabulous guest. She is a spiritual advisor, creative artist. She is a beautiful spirit and very into spiritual healing and Reiki. And we have so many stories to talk about tonight. So, I'm really excited to be here with Melissa. Lori, welcome to the show, love.
Yay! Hi.
Hello, hello. So,
Hi,
I love that you're here and I love our story because we got connected. I have to do a quick shout out to one of my fans who sent me a picture of a collage of us and how similar our energy is. Some of our outfits are the same. We're like women bosses, empowering others, and just open books. And I love that we got connected this way.
I love it. When you made that little collage, it was just like, wow, oh my God, we are the same. So
I know,
isn't it
right?
it's so divine how like the meetings are because I've actually never even done an interview like this. This is the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I've done like in-person interviews, but this is so cool. And I'm showing up in truest form today and I'm like not wearing any makeup. I just took a shower. So I got all dolled down for you today in
Oh,
truest form for my fans because I think people also just want to see like a more real side of
yeah.
us, even though
Yeah.
we're these, beautiful, glamorous,
Yeah.
people, we can still be in no makeup and hair a mess
Yes.
and
I love it so much. And you still look fabulous and
thank
your
you.
spirit still shines through, which is the beautiful part.
And you look amazing as well.
Thank you. Yeah. So I love that, like you said, how just, divine intervention and how the universe works and how it's been a really amazing year last year and this year of me connecting with a lot of really people that are kind of on the same vibration and having the same energy and really wanting to make a difference and make an impact and to be an inspiration to others.
I could not agree more. I think we are in such this. I just turned more light on. I'm like, it's so dark in my room. We're in this like a spiritual, like a great awakening process
Yeah.
right now, and it's really cool that so many people are going through it. And
Yeah.
we're still continually going through it. Like there's no. I just posted about like the healing work is never done. Like you think
Yeah.
you're all healed and you're not. And like we just keep aligning with more of our soul fam, and it's kind of like this catapult process, which is so amazing because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of us felt like we were alone for a long time.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know that I don't have that feeling anymore, even though I might feel like I'm going through something alone. I know I have people that I can relate to and to talk
Right.
to about, especially about spirituality, because it can get kind of like, if you talk to a regular person about it, they kind of think that you're insane.
That's true. That's very true. And how have you noticed going from being in the modeling industry and you've done a lot of, being in the industry with beauty and looks to letting your spirituality really just shine through and to really embrace it and not be afraid to embrace it. That's the thing I love about you is you're very authentic.
Um, that hearing those words just feels so good because authenticity is something that I really strive for,
Oh,
and it's something that has actually been thrown in my face a lot, even with friends and family and just people around us. I feel like when you are being yourself, there's some people that just so desperately want that, so then
yeah.
they kind of make you question whether you are being authentic. And when you're really just being yourself,
Yeah.
there's like this weight that gets lifted off your shoulders. You feel free. You feel
Yes.
and my social media, which right now, is a whole. I'm not Melissa June. I'm Melissa Lori. My
Yes.
all of my socials have been hacked. It's
Oh
been
my gosh.
and it's been wonderful at the same time because it's a beautiful reminder of like I've clung to this ego of who I think I am,
Yeah.
of this I'm this model and I'm this character and I'm nothing without my social media.
Right.
And so I've had to go down that rabbit hole for the past 2 months of like crying and I'm now rebranding even more of my pages where if you go down on my page, you'll see a lot of very, very overly sexualized photos.
Right.
And that's still a part of me.
Right.
It's not something that I want to delete and get rid of and ban and veto because
Right.
that was a part of who I am. And I think that's a part of us as women.
Yeah.
I think I've recreated this divine feminine nature for us though, where you can still be sexy, you can be sensual, but as long as it is authentic and aligned for yourself. And if
Yes.
that means walking around with no bras on all the time, then walk around with no bras on all the time.
Be you.
Be you, do it in a way that is you though. And maybe again, as women, we're overly sexualized, we're under sexualized. It's like we're told so many things all the time, like you're too this, you're too that, you're showing too much, you're being too, and it's just be yourself. Be
Yeah,
yourself. You can
that's so true.
you can take the little pieces from all your friends, and
Yeah.
even stepping into the spiritual realm. A lot of people are asking, well, how are you doing both? Because you're saying that you're a healer and you're a Reiki master teacher and you're a life coach, but
Right.
then you're taking naked photos on the internet.
Yeah.
How can we be both? Here's how. You just do it.
Yeah.
Because
Just do it.
we're multifaceted creatures. We're not just like placing ourselves into one box. Yes, I am a healer, and yes, I also take naked photos.
I love it. And I was just going to say, you took the words right out of my mouth is why should we be put into a box? And humans are so dimensional and have so many different sides that you can't just be one thing. And I get the same thing too with pole dancing. I have a pole dance studio also. And so I am encouraging women to empower themselves, to find their confidence. And I have people asking me too, well, how are you so spiritual? How are you so into manifesting and into acupuncture and holistic, and then you are a pole dancer? And it's like I don't understand how you could not be. Like, why can't you be these things? Who
I
says
think
you have to be a certain way?
I think that's the beauty, maybe why we were even connected too, to like really show it's not even the men, it's show the women, because we're the creators. We're the ones, once we're in our power, we show everyone else how it works. And like
Yeah.
I think there is like this newfound born sexuality, sensuality, and again, doing it in a right way, because pole I hear is a great workout. My girlfriends all do it. They look incredible.
Yeah.
And it connects you to your sexual side. Like we
Yeah.
are sexual creatures as women. That is like our divine right. And it's like we are the ones that birth everything into existence, into this world. So
Right.
like how are you going to take that away from us? And
Right.
again, it is up to us to teach women and younger generations of, I don't want to say right and wrong, because there's no really right and wrong, but just owning your own body, and like
Right.
what is it for you that feels safe, that feels right, that feels like you want to leave that mark in the world.
Yes. Amen. I love it. I love it.
And you can see I have myself naked on my wall in the back.
I love it. Gorgeous.
No.
And it's like we have one body, we should be so proud of what we can do with it and the struggles that we go through and all of the life challenges. And, you're young at one time and we all go through illnesses and through aging. So why not love and appreciate and, honor the body while we, can have it and while we're here?
I could not agree more. That is my mantra, my motto in life.
Yeah.
I see so many women coming to me and they're like, I'm able to be myself because of you.
Oh,
Like I have my girlfriends that ask, they're like, do you think this is too sexy to post? I said, forget everybody else.
yeah.
You feel comfortable showing
Yeah.
this to the world. Yes, then post it.
Yeah. And
Stop
I think,
thinking about what everyone else is going to
yes,
think, because then you're not being yourself. The
yes.
second you say, well, I don't want them to think, stop right there, because then you're not being yourself.
Yeah. And I've recently gone through something like that where I was thinking so much about this other partner, person, lover, that I kind of lost my authentic self. And I kind of let
Wow.
myself like dim a little bit,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, I'm getting my power back. Like,
And we do that, and we do it for our partners, we do it for our loved ones. I know I've stopped many times, I've modeled and then I've stopped, and then I'm 31 now, and that's, it's already a little controversial, because it's like, well, you can't model forever. And I was like, well, I can
watch
try.
me.
I
Yeah.
can try, but and even dating, it makes it very difficult, because again, people, jealousy is real, and people don't know themselves.
Yeah.
So they have to project onto the jealousy and the insecurity onto their partner. And as long as you're being like upfront and in awareness and having
Right.
those conscious conversations with your partner, your friends, your family, I don't think there's a problem with it. But I will say, in my 31 years, almost every person I've ever dated has had a problem with what I do.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes it difficult because they don't
That's
understand. They think it's for
yeah.
the clout. They think it's for the, you
Yeah.
just want to show your body off to the world.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's almost like you're defending who you are as a person.
Yeah, and that's horrible. You shouldn't have to do that. I can,
Yeah.
sympathize with that because a lot of the partners that I've had have been, oh, well, you're so sweet, you're so amazing, but my family, the pole dancing thing, it's just,
Yep.
they're wanting someone who's a little bit more wholesome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm pretty freaking wholesome. I'm pretty shy. I'm pretty like,
And
I'm not
and
doing
that's
it for the
isn't
clout,
that
like you
the
said.
wild part, that it's like we get to be so many different people. The
Yes.
same pole dancer or the girl that models nude.
Right.
Someone came to my door earlier and I was in my house dress and he was like, ma'am. And he's like, I don't know, I'm calling you ma'am, but like you look like you're 21. I'm like, I'm 31. He's like, oh wow. So people don't know. They only know what they see and hear
Yeah.
on the internet. So it's like they're only getting one side of you. So
Yeah.
it is unfair. And it's like we're conditioned by our parents, our teachers, the media. And I know I've been in your position as well with very recent partners of mine where their family did not approve of me. And it broke my heart because I was nothing but a loyal partner and loving.
Right.
And I said all the right things and I wore the right things in front of
Right.
the family. I actually wasn't being myself because I couldn't wear the short shorts and the no bra. And
Yeah.
because I already know with culture and like I'm Jewish, so like I have tattoos, I'm covered in tattoos. There's a
Right.
lot of cultural standards and norms, and it's like I think our generation is here to break all that BS down
Yeah.
and just really have people be themselves. And as
Yeah.
long as you're being intentional with your honor and your word and your actions, I
Yeah.
think that's all that should matter.
I agree 100%. And I feel like social media, especially with COVID and the quarantine, a lot of people are wanting to get famous on Instagram and a lot of people are on dating sites. So it's more common to see girls, not really being authentic and really trying too hard and trying to get the clout, trying to become
Mhm.
famous overnight. And I feel like now things are kind of shifting where it's more about empowering other women and about being authentic.
I could not agree more. I have never seen more women banding together finally, and it
Yeah.
feels so amazing
Yeah.
because, of course, as a pole dancer, for me, anytime we were sexy maybe years ago, it's kind of like the slut shaming and like all of that would happen, and it's almost like we want to feel safe in other women's energy.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be this competition. I've been told, don't do this, don't wear that, you're making me uncomfortable, you're being too sexy. And this is by women, some of like
Yeah.
women friends, and like that hurts because
Wow.
we're supposed to be in this together. Like by me being me, it should show you that it's okay to be you too.
Yeah. What tip would you give someone who is wanting to be their authentic self, but they have the friends that are shaming them or giving them a hard time? What would you say to someone to embrace themselves?
I I would just say the best thing that you could possibly do is to really get quiet, like center
Mm.
yourself. The problem with our world is we're always so busy. We're with the news
Yeah.
and the traffic and we don't know how to get quiet, so we actually don't even know ourselves.
Yeah.
So the best way to do that, whether you meditate or you shut your phone off or you go out into nature to really like understand who you are, I think that's the only way. And most people don't want to do that work
Yeah.
because that's when the shadow work comes up. That's when the things we don't like about ourselves come up.
Yeah.
That's where the real healing starts of
Yeah.
really finding out who you are. And a lot of people will look in the mirror and be like, I don't like who I am.
Yeah. I love that. You're dropping gems.
But
Dropping gems,
it's
dropping
the
gems.
it's the uncomfortable work that we have to do.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. So you've had quite a spiritual journey too, and you've gotten into Reiki and into a whole bunch of other stuff. Tell us about your journey with that.
Yeah, it's getting darker in here. It's starting to get dark. I hope it's
Oh
not
no.
that dark, but I'm trying to keep it light in here for you. I'm trying to keep it light.
Keep it light.
It's interesting. I actually have ceremony in the morning. I'm
Okay.
getting more and more open and really love sharing my medicine journeys.
Oh,
I'm doing some plant medicine in the morning, so
oh,
this is like a perfect way to ground. I'm going to ground down tonight,
I love it.
and yeah, like energy is real. It is everything that exists on this planet. And I always felt like I was a very deeply sensitive person. I always felt different.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand myself. And as sensitive, empath, spiritual people, what do we normally do? We go through a lot of pain and trauma, and then we like try to escape. And for many years, I was asleep in the matrix. I was doing the same things every day. I was drinking, I was doing drugs, I was partying, I was having sex, I was eating bad food. I was doing it all to numb myself.
Gosh.
Everything. I was an everything addict. I was addicted to not feeling pain.
Yeah.
I came from, I had a traumatic childhood. I've had, we've all experienced trauma.
Right.
So, some people I went inward.
Yeah.
And, I started my spiritual journey probably like 5.5 years ago. I just was unhappy in my life. I just all the time I was like this depression. I want to die every day.
Mm.
I tried to commit suicide when I was much younger, when I was 21,
Wow.
and it's such a silly thing. It's honestly because I found out I didn't graduate from a prestigious college. I went to UF, University of Florida, and I actually found out I didn't graduate,
Wow.
and that was very traumatizing for me.
Right.
My sister's was always super smart. I was
Mm.
always kind of like, the party girl, the airy fairy. Um,
Right.
there
No.
was a lot of pressure for me, and I think people have always wanted me to fail.
Mm.
And um, thankfully, that didn't it. I didn't take my life. I came back. I overdosed myself on
Wow.
Xanax.
Wow.
And, you know, ever since then, it's the past 2 years, everything, all this trauma that I experienced that I blocked out has kind of been coming up.
Wow.
And I'm so grateful because I'm grateful for things like suicide because it helps me understand other people that struggle with suicidal ideation, with depression, with anxiety. I used to suffer from severe debilitating. I couldn't even do something like this. I would
Wow.
be shaking. I would
Wow.
be it was that bad. So
Right.
for me, the healing journey, I said, God, please help me. I don't know because I don't want to live anymore.
Right.
Every day I'm anxious and I'm depressed and I want to find my path. So
Wow.
I called out for help and I still do it all the time. I've been kind of going through it the past couple months and I'm just like, God, please guide me. What do I do? Just
Oh.
help me. Like, I know you're gonna give me a sign.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Reiki was the first thing that really called out to me.
Wow.
Like 5 years ago, I I heard about it and I was like, what is this energy
Yeah.
work? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. So I started doing Reiki and hypnosis, and I would realize like, wow, this is way better than therapy. Like, there's no drugs to take. I don't feel all these side effects, and
Wow.
I would feel high after the sessions. I'd be like, wow, this feels like drugs.
Right.
Like, oh, and
Wow.
and then it would go away.
Right.
And that's the work, though. That is the work of you can feel high all the time, but you have to actively work on your mental health. You have
I
to
love that.
actively every day work on your health.
And
And
I love that you said that you have to work on it every day because it's not something that just, okay, you work through it and you're done with it. And you don't have to be hard on yourself and just let yourself heal and, keep working on it.
yeah, it's an everyday thing. And even as like healers, I now am a healer. I use that term because we're all healers.
Yeah.
I use that term lightly, but we still need the healing.
Yeah.
I am going for ceremony tomorrow because I feel guided because I need more answers. There's something inside of me that's stirring that I'm not able to settle myself.
Yeah.
So with this journey, it's like so many people are starting to be called to Reiki. They're starting to be called to plant medicine. They're starting to be called to different ways of healing than going to the doctor and taking prescription pills and going and sitting in therapy. And I have my degree in psychology, and I was in therapy most of my life.
Wow.
Sitting there with people with a clipboard analyzing me,
Right.
it didn't feel safe. It didn't feel connected. It just made me feel like I was a test subject.
Wow. Yeah, that's so interesting. Thank you for sharing the story. It's so beautiful that you are such an open book because there are people out there that, they don't want to talk about it. They're scared to talk about it. And so you don't know, so you do feel alone. And then to
Yeah,
see someone who, you think, "Oh, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, she's modeling,
she's got it all.
all this fabulous stuff. She's got it all." Exactly. But you don't really know what's going on in your heart, in your head, and the heaviness.
Yeah, and I think that again with social media, it really doesn't show anything. People, you'd be sitting on a yacht, but that's the same girl that goes home and she cries herself to sleep every night. And I was that girl. I was traveling the world and I was modeling. I was doing all the things, and deep down, I was just in escape mode. I was miserable. And I think that's the problem with our world is like we want everyone to think that our lives are so perfect, and that's just not real. And any spiritual guru or teacher will tell you that not accepting the dark shadows, the evil, the negative sides of ourselves is just spiritual bypassing.
Yeah. That's so
Everyone's like, well, we'll just try to be positive. I'm like, actually, don't tell people to do that, because
yeah.
that's just gonna shove it down.
Yeah.
If you need to cry and you need to scream, get it out. And
Yeah.
that's the work that I do. I work with trauma. I'm able to sense where there's trauma in the body from traumatic situations that we all occur.
Right.
And I'm able to release that for people.
Wow, I love it so much. So I got introduced into Reiki with my animals, actually.
Oh,
I had
yep,
some cats and dogs that were older and going through some illnesses and having anxiety, and they had Reiki done to them, and just seeing and witnessing the energy changing and shifting. And
yeah,
then I had Reiki done to me a couple times, and that was also really incredible. And I had kind of like a parallel thing with you too, with having some bad trauma, some stuff in my past, and then losing my ex fiance to suicide, and then numbing myself as well. And knowing I was different, but not knowing why, and feeling super sensitive to everything around me, everything in the world. Sad news would happen, and I would just be tearing and feeling the emotions of
nope.
everyone.
I
Yeah.
can't. I don't watch the news. I don't watch
Yeah.
the sad dog commercials where
I
it's like,
can't either. I can't
change the
either.
channel, change the channel.
Me too. Me too. So I totally understand. And then I had my awakening. I feel like we are soul sisters,
I think we are, whoever connected us, thank you.
right? Thank you.
Whoever connected us and said that we look alike and did that, thank you.
Right? Did not know really the deepness of how we are connected. My a spiritual awakening was pretty much in 2017.
Okay.
So that's about 5 years now.
Yeah. That's like me. Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah. So and it's like you said, it's a journey, and every day is something different, something new, looking for signs, looking at numbers, seeing certain birds, certain butterflies, certain energies just
So,
popping up.
I have my butterfly tattoo. I have
Oh my
butterflies
gosh,
everywhere.
I love it. I would have a butterfly tattoo if I was in spirit.
They're spirit guide for me, a big spirit guide. Yes.
Wow, that's so cool.
Butterflies. Yeah,
So
I think
butterflies was my mom. She
um,
passed away, and she was huge with butterflies. And every time I see butterflies, I know she's
that's her.
around. And
That's,
so here you got butterflies.
that's
Oh,
her. Yeah, the spiritual journey is like so incredible once you're on it, because
yeah,
it's like our my friends and I, we talk about like there's no going back now.
yeah,
Once you know what you know, there's no going back, and it's kind of like almost like, do we wish that we didn't know what we know now, because we know that there is a different world. Like and that's my other tattoo. It says in this world, not of it. I
uh-huh.
feel like I'm physically here, but I feel like I'm mentally somewhere else a lot of times. And people, of course, people, I openly talk about plant medicine. I openly talk about psychedelics. I am an avid user and advocate. But of course, people are like, well, you're probably just on drugs all the time. And I'm just like, no, I actually feel like I'm high all the time sober. I don't even need anything anymore. I
Yeah.
don't do coffee. I don't do caffeine. I
Wow.
don't, I was vegan for over a year. I don't drink alcohol. And if I do something, it's for healing. It's because I actually feel high all the time. And that's
That's
something that I
very
never people are just so quick. I need coffee. I need a soda. I'm like, actually you don't need anything. You need to just like probably center yourself and like learn not to get the vape or the like everyone's always trying to grab for something.
yes.
And it's
That's
like,
so true.
no, I'm taught, like DMT is naturally produced in our brains.
Right.
So we can actually trip completely sober. People are like, what? And I was like, if you do enough Reiki or breath work or you sit in silence, I can start looking like I'm looking outside at the trees. I can get myself to have psychedelic experiences without putting anything in my body.
Wow, that's very cool. I recently just got introduced to some pretty intense deep breathing, and
Yeah,
I was at a friend's place, and we listened to this video and watched this guy, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm getting lightheaded. I'm feeling a little
yeah,
like trippy." And she's like,
yeah.
keep going, just keep going." And I was like, "I might pass out." And she's like, "Keep going." I'm like, "Oh, okay." It was awesome.
Was it like a Kundalini breath?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it
I've
was
done
very
that. Yeah, that'll do it. And it's like so simple. It's such
yeah,
little simple things that people could do, but we
yeah,
just don't because
yeah.
it's so much easier to just go out on the town and drink and get totally drunk and go home with someone and then like repeat that and then eat the bad food and then that's way easier than doing the healing work because the healing work is not the funnest.
Yeah, and you do have to embrace, like you said, your demons, that's in the shadows, because that's part of you, and you have to
Yeah.
have the dark with the light.
There wouldn't be that's duality. There wouldn't be the light without the dark. We wouldn't understand the light if we hadn't been in the dark. And it's like that for me, like my name, Melissa, it actually means light and truth.
Oh,
And that's exactly what I feel like my mission is here is I am again, I stopped using the term like light worker. We're all light workers. My mission here, and I've been shown very clear, is literally to lead people into light and the truth. And I am probably the bluntest person you will ever meet. I am so honest, which I think scares the living daylights out of people. I've always been in relation. I've always been very honest, very clear.
yeah,
And like again, that leaves the window and the door open for a lot of darkness to attach to me.
yeah,
And a lot of
interesting.
we'll say demons, people, things, situations. Even now in a highly elevated place, I
Right.
will be totally honest, the past 2 months I've cried every single day.
Oh, but you've been allowing yourself to just go with it and feel it and just embrace it and scream out if you need to.
Yeah, God help me. And he's like, no, save yourself.
Do
Okay,
you
fine.
ever do anything to, protect your energy shield?
Yes. So with Reiki, what I teach is it's really important. Like, if you feel like you're going to like a war zone, so to speak, or a heavily populated area, especially for empaths, people that are very sensitive. Even before I do my sessions, I create a shield for myself. I say a mantra. I'll say it aloud. I'll protect myself. Obviously, sage and all that, Palo Santo, but
Right.
simply just like creating a shield and like saying, okay, like there's not going to be any negative energies attached to me tonight. Like I'm in my own safe zone. If anything comes near me, like it will be repelled. Something like that, just to really keep your spirit like protected. Obviously, we wear people wear their stones and they don't really understand it all. They're like, oh, crystals, everybody's into crystals.
Right.
And it's like, but the meaning behind them, and it's again, it's energy. So like whatever you need to do if you feel like you're in like an anxious place or moment. However, you need to ground and center yourself, whatever
Mm,
that looks like. If it's
I
grabbing
love
a crystal, if it's grabbing, I sometimes have essential oils that I like to smell if I'm having anxiety,
yeah.
because I don't even believe anxiety is real. I think
Mm.
it's more of like the fear.
Yeah,
Anxiety is just in your mind.
yeah.
We're just our minds are rolling and we forget to breathe, and that's what anxiety is.
Yeah, that's so true. I've had disability anxiety too in the past and panic attacks. And
Yes,
that has been something that I've been working on. And sometimes I'll still have like moments, especially if I have
same,
like a difficult situation and I can
same.
feel like the butterflies in my stomach and then
And
my
you're like,
chest.
ah,
Exactly. The armpits getting wet, you know?
what do I do? And then this happened, and it's like,
Exactly.
shut up, brain,
Yeah.
quiet.
Breathe. Yeah.
I had it the other day. I had it the other 2 days ago, and because I'm like, I just nothing can go wrong anymore. Everything's going wrong, and I'm just like, all right, listen, you
Yeah.
just need to chill. You just need to chill out. Just like look in the mirror and talk to yourself. You just need to chill out.
I love it.
Anxiety, you're lying to me. You're not real.
Yes, I love it. You also talk to yourself.
Pep talks.
I
Talk
think
to
it's so important, right? To do pep talks and to
Yeah,
do like your affirmations and to do, talking to yourself. I'm definitely going to start being more protective about my energy because I do notice there's times where I go out and I feel like I am an empath and I am so open and loving and giving that sometimes weird energies kind of like try to stick on me. And so now I'm
exactly.
like, yeah,
And unfortunately, because we are in the light and because we are these sensitive empaths, and it's like empathy is such a superpower. I like to tell my friends anyone can have compassion, anybody. Not everyone can have empathy. And like when you flip that paradigm, it's like anxiety is actually you just being really empathic. You actually don't have anxiety, you have a superpower.
I
You
love
literally can feel everyone's energy in the room.
it.
Wow, look at you. Good for you. Now be in control of your own energy though, and learn not to let people latch onto you. And
Yes.
again, even someone like me, I forget. I forget all the time. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not this person. That's their shit. That's not mine. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, no. And then that's when again the pep talks come in. It's like, okay, why am I feeling anxious right now?
Yeah.
I'm in a crowded room. There's obviously a lot of energy swirling about. I don't think this is even my anxiety. I think it's someone else's, which is what happens in clubs and big events and
Yeah.
things. And people go there because they're looking for healing.
Yeah.
So they're going there to connect with other people. So it is super important for you
That makes
to
sense.
protect yourself.
More gems you're dropping, girl. More gems. So much in this interview. I love it.
I'm enjoying this fully.
I know. I love it so much. So, what future things do you have coming up for you?
Well, I'm frazzled because I'm moving in 10 days. It's been really rough. If anyone didn't know, the whole world is moving to Miami, just so everybody knows. Um,
Right? It seems that way.
the entire world wants to live in Miami. So it's been a little stressful, but like again, centering myself, getting grounded, knowing that I'm divinely guided. I'm gonna be in a beautiful place so I can get back into my divine feminine flow.
Yeah.
I'm working on music. I'm a singer and songwriter. I am an NFT artist. So I have a big event on 2/22/22,
Oh, I love it.
special day.
Yes.
I'm hopping back into, I do events, I do retreats. Like I said, I'm big in plant medicine, psychedelics for healing. So I am in the works of starting to do my own medicine woman ceremonies.
Oh, I love it. That's cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And then just more of my Reiki and my sessions. I also teach. And for me, it's like the more people that know about Reiki that are tuned to this energy, honestly, the better world we're going to live in because people are going to work on their own healing
Yes.
and then be able to share that with others. So for me, whatever that looks like, whether it's just sharing my story in interviews like this, which I'm going to share this on, I have my platforms and my YouTube. Um, you're helping one person, and that's kind of like the goal is we're lighting the candle for everybody that we meet,
Yes.
whether we think we are or not, whether in people, oh my God, he cheated on me and he hurt me and this best friend. And I've had it all. I've had people do awful things to me. But at
Wow.
the same time, I'm so grateful for all those experiences because
Right.
even those seemingly awful people and things, I look back and I'm like, wow, they did this for me, this for me, this for me, this for me. Like they did so many amazing things for me
Yeah.
because we are mirrors for everybody that we meet. So the evil and the good that you see in everybody is also within you.
Yeah.
It's us. It begins with us.
I love it. You're on fire, girl. I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so true. It's such a huge domino effect. And
Yeah.
I feel like, it's so important to make that step, to do that inspiration, to, be your authentic self and start the flow and change the world one person at a time.
Amen. We say aho. Amen. Aho.
Amen. I love it. And I will have all of your information posted so people can see you too on the live once it
Yay.
comes up and everything like that. And then
Yeah.
we'll go on to different podcast platforms so you guys can listen to it too in your car or if you're driving. Hey.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll share it. I'm getting better with technology, guys. So sometimes I'm really good, sometimes I'm really not. Like I'm sorry for the dark screen and probably like the fuzzy noises and like I'm on my 15-year-old laptop right now.
I love it.
I'm getting there. Like sometimes I'm just like, I think it was born in the wrong generation.
I love it. Was there anything else that you wanted to tell the viewers?
Just honestly, guys, I'm so grateful for whoever's tuning in, whoever's going to see this after, to be like so connected. Like Jacqueline, you're amazing. Like I'm so glad you reached out to me because this is something that's helping me also step more into my power. And as more that we share these type of messages with people, again, the more healing work, the better world we're going to live in. And I just want to shout out to anybody going through anything right now. Just hang in there. It gets better. And know that you're never alone. You're never alone in anything that you face. I promise you, even the big celebs and the wealthy people, they all are fighting their own battles. We're all fighting inner struggles and demons. And again, the more the work you do on yourself, the more that will reflect back into the consciousness and we can like literally ascend together.
Yes, I love it. It's a time now. It's a time the world
Right.
is changing. COVID, quarantine, everything was a shift in Mother Nature. I hugely feel, and it's a huge spiritual awakening. And I feel when people are resisting it, that's what makes their energy not flow, and that's what makes things harder, more difficult. So
Exactly.
embrace the change, embrace making a difference, find your true meaning.
Exactly. And
What is it?
I just realized I spelled my name wrong on here, guys, too. So again, look at that technology. I put 3 S's in my name, just so you know. I just wanted to confuse everybody with my name.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And just keep it real, guys. This is real.
This is real.
Sometimes you spell your own name wrong.
That's the kind of stuff I do.
You know?
Because why not?
Why not? Now it's 3 S's.
I love it. What is it that you want to be remembered for?
I think as I said before, kind of like just for being fully authentic, for spreading like light and truth, and I know that that means that not everyone is gonna like me because the truth sometimes hurts, but I consider myself a truth speaker and a truth seeker, and there's no going back of that. Like I really just want to bring awareness and share every message that I have in this world. And I know why I've experienced the pain and the trauma that I go through because I am seeing myself in every single person that I meet. So I do feel like I have multiple superpowers, and everyone does too. We all have superpowers. We all have gifts here to share, and I hope that everyone can figure out what their passion is. And once you're aligned in that passion, life just seems to be like magic.
Oh, I love it. And you're already illuminating the world with your presence and just sharing so much inspiration to so many people and making a difference.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Likewise, I could not agree more.
Oh, thank you. It has been such a pleasure.
This
I could
is
talk to
great.
you all day.
I know we could go on forever, but like then people are like, okay, enough.
We will definitely have to do this again.
I think so. I think so. What do you guys think? Yay
All right.
or nay?
Yes, yes.
Yay.
Maybe next time you could sing something or
Ooh,
right?
I would be
Yeah.
down for that. That's
Okay.
something I'm getting more comfortable with. See, that's a fear of mine is actually public singing.
Okay, there you go.
So I'm stepping in. I'm stepping in.
We were meant to be.
Oh, my
I
sister.
love it. Thank you. It has been such a pleasure. We will definitely do this again.
Please. Thank you.
Right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Much
Thank
love.
you guys. Much love. Thank you guys for tuning in, for watching Live with Jacqueline Valdez, illuminating the world one voice at a time. Thank you guys. Lots of love and light.